All right, looks like we're live and things are just connecting right now. Super excited to have you on. So I wanted to do just a Facebook Live, just kind of an extra little thing for my people to share some things that I have learned. And last week was absolutely amazing. This incredible thing happened that I want to share with you. Want to walk you through it. So just looking right now. Okay, so people are still connecting. I think most people will actually watch this as a rebroadcast, which is cool. So I'm going to jump right into it so that you get everything right up at the beginning. Okay, so this really cool stuff happened last week, and I don't know if you know about it, but I'm gonna take you through it so that you can understand just the magnitude of what happened and how it shows what is possible for you. Okay, so again, I want you to set your fears aside. I want you to set anything. And by the way, if you'll just give me a shout out and let me know if like my audio is working and if you can hear me and if that's all working. So just put something in the comments and I'll be able to kind of see. But hopefully you can hear me. And we'll jump into it. So one thing, if you don't know about me, if you don't know my story, so I'm a commercial filmmaker. I had this impossible dream that I just wanted to make short films. I believed that the value that I could give this world was to use my skills and talents to create short films that would be inspiring and would like help families stick together and preserve marriages and give identity to people and would just be this wonderful thing, gift that I could give back to the world. Well, I had this impossible dream and I focused on it for so long. And the tricky thing is that there isn't a business model where you can make a living making short films. I mean, nobody goes to the movie theater to watch a short film. Nobody shells out money for it. Every once in a while there's a short film that makes it and, people pay a little bit for it. But for the most part, there's no business model to have a repeated to have a business doing this. And so if you are the kind of person who has this impossible dream, you have this message you want to get out to the world, you want, you feel God has given you something to share and you're not sure how to do that in a way where you don't lose your shirt, while you're serving the Lord. So anyway, I've been focusing on the business model and I want to show you real quick. Let me just press a button. Okay, so these are some slides I put together last week. Anyway, this is about the Tenfold message to market business model for movement makers. So if you want to have a movement, if you want to make a living, making a difference, this is the secret here. Okay, this is the simplified version of the whole framework, and I'll run through this with you. But what happened last week is what's so remarkable, and I want to just take it back to the framework so that you could see how it all works. Now, I want to start out with your mindset first. And if you are thinking I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I'm too busy, or I'm too whatever are your limiting beliefs about why you can't do this. I'm too quiet, I'm too shy, I don't have a following. Like all of these things are limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. Okay, and I'm gonna share with you an example of somebody who did something remarkable last week, but I don't want you to go, well, of course he could do that because he's up here. Okay, he didn't start up here. And you can start wherever you are and you can make progress and you can do amazing things. And this incredible miracle happened last week. All right, and Ron, thank you for letting me know that I got audio working today. And thanks for joining on. Anyway, hopefully this will be really helpful for you in all the things that, anyway, the things that I'm able to share. So, okay, so this happened, I guess it was Tuesday of last week. My wife came in to me and was like, this most amazing thing happened. Scott, you got to check out this video. And so actually I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Okay, so she says, Scott, you got to watch this video. And this is a guy named Brandon Sanderson. He's kind of a local author. My wife is an author too. And so he's been in kind of some of the circles that she has been in. Actually, let me make sure that my volume is down. Okay, got the volume off. But I want to share with you just kind of a little bit of his video. Okay, so this is his confession. He says it's time to come clean, and I want you to go watch his videos too. I'll see if I can find a way to put them in the chat or something like that. But the videos are awesome. Now, if you look at them, they're not awesome. You know, I mean the lighting's just okay. The settings just okay. It doesn't look incredible. It doesn't look absolutely stunning. Maybe he filmed this on his iPhone. You know, I think he had a whole bunch of other people involved, but it's not this stunning, huge production. It's just him showing up, and look at how he's dressed. I mean, this is a guy who is confident with who he is and what he's shown. Now, of course, you know, you don't see this in this particular shot because he's kind of playing up this. He's going to drop a reveal, and it's kind of a little teaser into what he's been doing. And it's really kind of fun. But if you watch the video, what you will find is he's reading his teleprompter. Like, it's not an amazing delivery. It's not absolutely stunning, but what is stunning is the results that come from this. Okay, so you can see kind of in here. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So he let's see. He takes you up to his whiteboard. You know, again, look at the camera stuff. Like, he's here in the dark. You know, it isn't. If you have had the limiting belief like I have had, that you have to have this amazing, exceptional video quality in order for anyone to accept you, for anyone to listen to you, it's got to be just the highest quality. That's not true. What is true is you need to be accessible. You need to show up to your audience. You need to be there and be approachable to them. And again, this is back to that framework. I'll run through the framework again with you, but I wanted to show just a few things in here. So again, you know, it's okay video quality. He's reading a teleprompter. He's a writer, so he wrote this thing. It's like his that video is 16 minutes long. You know, I mean, it's not like this short little thing that, excuse me about that. It's not this short little thing that is ready to go viral or something like that. You know, I mean, we are told all the time about how long things have to be in order for it to get picked up, for people to watch it. Okay, so what he was doing, so that was his confession. And actually, I'll show just a little bit in here. And what his confession is that he hasn't told anybody this before, but he's a writer, he's an author, he's got a great following. He's actually, during COVID, was a time when he had a little bit more spare time because he couldn't travel. And he shares in the video like what percentage he was doing traveling and doing all sorts of stuff. It's really kind of fun. You got to check out his video. But anyway, he shares how he has secretly written a novel. And then he brings out another one and another one. And he wrote like 5 novels while he was, look, he brings this other one out. Look at the smile on his face. Isn't that fun? Like, he is just showing up as him, connecting with his audience, and it's amazing. So here's what happened. My wife tells me, you got to check out this video. And so she shows me that. And then we go to the Kickstarter and we watch this video, slightly different, still kind of same setting. And he comes and he's talking to his fans here, and he shares about how he has had this, he's got a secret, and he unveils that he's written this secret book, and then reveals that it's another one and another one and another one, invites people in. Anyway, it's really kind of fun. Look at his face. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm totally not showing you the, Okay. Let me just back it up a little bit, because look at the joy in his eyes. He is absolutely digging this. He's loving sharing his secret project with his followers, that he has secretly written this book. And then he pulls out another one and another one, and he's written all of these. Look at that excitement in his eyes. Isn't that fun? Okay, so here's his secret project. Now is the big reveal, and this is, look at this. This is a Kickstarter campaign. He has just raised $25 million for people to get his new books. He's got I think it's 4 books, something like that. I don't know. But he's just done this amazing thing. This is the most funded and the fastest funded Kickstarter project ever. Okay, so he started out, so I'm just gonna back up a little bit. So when my wife told me this, on day one he had made $10 million. I looked it up. He'd actually made $15 million on day one. I happened to be paying attention to it on day two and watched the numbers click over to when he made $20 million in 2 days. Now it's been a few more days and he's up to $25 million. Isn't that amazing? Okay, we talked about this last week about how if you don't have to go through a publisher, if you can go direct to your audience, if you don't have a distributor taking a cut, how you don't have to serve that many people to actually make a great living. He has 100,000 backers right here who have pledged this, and now he's got $25 million to work with to be able to serve them at a higher level. And anyway, I'm gonna show you all the different things that he did in his Kickstarter and in his videos and in how he served his people in order to build this following. The question is he a movement maker? Okay, I want you to think about that and see if you think he is. Okay, so again, the whole purpose of this is I want you to see how people are using this framework. And actually, I'll show you that framework again in just a sec. And when you follow these principles in here and you connect with your audience, and again, I think we are gatherers. I think as entrepreneurs, we are called to gather our people and bring them safe. When you do this and you do this correctly in a service mindset, you can do some amazing things. So I want to back up just a little bit and tell you a little bit about Brandon Sanderson. So if you don't know him, okay, so first of all, I did a little research on him. I'm not a reader of his books. I'm not, kind of in his tribe. I do love what he's doing, and I love the stories that I've heard about him. Okay, so first of all, he loved writing. He wanted to be an author, and he wrote 12 books before he ever got published. He wrote 12 books. It was his 6th book that was the first one to get published, but it wasn't picked up until after he had written 12, and he's sending them out and he's getting rejections all over the place, but he keeps on trying. Okay, so that's an important thing. Actually, let me just really quick, I'm gonna switch this slide out, or this screen out, for this. Okay, so this is what I shared with you last week. This is the simplified version of the business model. Okay, if you participate in these 5 activities and you do them consistently and you do them with love, you are going to be able to gather your people, and you are going to be able to have a very profitable business model to where you can serve your people. Okay, so I'm going to go through these real quick just to make sure that you understand them. Yeah, this isn't really the best forum for Q&A, but hopefully you'll get in what you need. Okay, so first of all, community service. Community service is where you are reaching out. You're giving. Now, yes, you can combine 1 and 2, the community service and the consistent broadcasting, 1 and 2, and be doing the same thing like a podcast over and over and over and over, where you're just giving. Yes, that's true. But I keep them listed separately because I want you to have the mindset with community service. I don't want you to be thinking, I'm doing a podcast or whatever it is you're doing, a blog or, a live stream series or, a YouTube channel or anything like that. I don't want you to be thinking of that as, here's how I'm going to get my people, or this is like anyway, it's not a sales thing. Okay, it is community service. It is where you are freely giving away your gold, and sometimes that gold is just being around you. Okay, so community services first. Second is consistent broadcasting, having a way where you can easily and effortlessly broadcast your message. We talked about podcasting, we talked about live streaming, we talked about blogs, YouTube channels. All of those are great ways for you to consistently broadcast, get your messages out. Facebook Lives, all of these things. You don't have to have, a huge studio or anything like that. We talked also about like recording stuff just on your iPhone or your Android. You can absolutely do that, okay? consistent broadcasting, you have the power to record yourself and to show up for your audience. Next thing is conversion event. We're going to go through all of these things with Brandon and see if he matches up with all of these and if he's following the framework. The next one is congregate safe. You take your people and you bring them safely with you. You're taking them to the promised land. You're helping them to be a part of you and a part of your movement. And then the last thing is having a customer list to where you attract your people and they become a customer with you to where you can then serve them at higher levels. You take them up the value steps, and each step they get extra value. They get a little bit more of you and more opportunities and really kind of more growth in where they're at. I hope that's making sense for you. I know I'm going really fast through this, but I'm just kind of geeking out about what he did. So I want to just share with you a few of the things that he did and see if it matches up with what he's actually accomplished. So first of all, I told you he wrote 12 books before he ever got them published. In March of 2021, now he did become a published author, and he got he got a lot of press, he got a lot of opportunities. He delivered at just the highest level in everything that he did. His books, I don't know. Okay. His books are like this big, they're just huge. He works so hard and puts everything into it. And anyway, he became very popular, very famous because people loved the kind of stories that he would tell. But he didn't accomplish what, that $25 million fastest, biggest Kickstarter ever by writing great books. He did it by following this framework. Okay, so consistent broadcast. Okay, first of all, I want to go to community service. So he did something really, he does something really cool. He really genuinely cares about those he serves. I'll tell you a quick story. So my wife is an author. By the way, you should check out her books. Get all of her books. She's fantastic. I love that. Her name's Becca Wilhite, by the way. So do a little Google search. You'll find her on Amazon. You'll find her all over the place. Well, one of my wife's friends, who is also an author, brought a bunch of books. Brandon was doing a signing at some event that she was also at. She brought 3 of these books, and they're this big tall stack of books, and she was having him sign it. And she said, "We already own these 2, but my son really wants this one, and I want you to sign them for him, and it's his birthday coming up." And he said, "Really? That's really cool. Hand me your cell phone. Call him up." And she did, and Brandon sat there and talked to her son for 10 minutes. "What are you doing? What do you like about, what are you writing? What are you creating?" He genuinely cares about his people, and he shows up for them. He goes to all sorts of these like Comic-Con kinds of events, and he really cares about his people, and he shows up and just works really hard at being able to connect with them. Okay. Again, community service is all about really, truly giving, loving, serving. Okay. The next thing is consistent broadcasting. So a couple of really cool things that he does is in March of 2021, he began a weekly update on YouTube. Let's see if I can bring that up. Okay. So this is his YouTube channel. So let me just show you a couple things in here. Oh, I'm going to have to. Okay, I'm going to stop that. And then if you go to, let's see, I gotta somehow turn that one off. How do we do? Okay, we'll turn that off, and then let's go to videos. And then look here, you've got a video 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 6 days ago, 5 days ago, 12 days ago, and then 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Look how often he is publishing. Okay, yes, he is an author, but he's publishing in a different way where he is showing up on camera. You can see weekly update, weekly update, weekly update. He's showing up for his fans and sharing his heart and connecting with them. Okay, he has been doing that since March of 2021. He started doing this weekly update. In June of 2021, he began a podcast that he would do every week with a friend of his. So it's kind of a co-podcast together. But they are publishing in a way of really making a huge, huge impact. So consistent broadcasting. Did he do the consistent broadcasting? Yes! Now, conversion event. Did he have a conversion event? Yes. And that is, let me bring this in again. That is this Kickstarter event. So a Kickstarter is a crowdsourced funding platform to where you have like 30 days or 60 days, whatever parameters you set to get enough people to buy into what it is that you want to create, and they will help fund it. Whether it's a device or like a book. I have another friend that he's crowdsourcing an album of music, just really cool stuff. Anyway, all sorts of different things. But you pledge that I will pay X number of dollars to help you do that, and then there's a time limit on it, and you have to, with Kickstarter, all the funds you have to raise enough money so that you can actually accomplish that. So you have like this minimum goal, and his well exceeded his minimum goal. Okay, so there is a conversion event. Okay. See right there, conversion event? Yes, he's got this. He invites people into it. He did some fun videos. Like I mentioned, there was that one where he shares about, his confession, which was, I've been keeping a secret from you. I secretly have been writing these books that you don't know about. Okay, so yes, conversion event. Now talk about congregate safe. Let me show you a few cool things here. So this is the Brandon Sanderson fan forum. And look at this, like he's got lots of different posts in there from all of his people. He gives them opportunities for the weekly updates. He gives them support. He has a team. Yeah, and I realize that you're thinking, oh, I don't have a team. I don't have this. I don't have that. Don't think that. Just think, what can I do to follow the principle of congregating my people, bringing them together in this safe place to where they can interact with each other, they can get more of me or you or however that is, and that you help them, you gather them. Okay, he is following that principle, whatever, in the framework of congregating them safe. The last one I have on there is customer list. Does he have a customer list? Yes, absolutely. I don't know the extent of this, but if you go to brandonsanderson.com, right here at the top, you have a newsletter sign up. So he has a way to be able to communicate with you, send out his news that he's got there very easily. So he gathers their email addresses here so that he could then communicate regularly. Again, it's part of community service. It's part of this consistent broadcasting. Now he's got this conversion event. Holy cow, we knocked it out of the park. $25 million in just a number of days. Highest ever crowdsourced crowdfunding activity ever on Kickstarter. It's the fastest. And it's from this guy who genuinely cares about his people. Anyway, I just am so excited about this and wanted to share with you that the framework and kind of put it against what people are doing out there. Now, I know that you may be thinking, that, he's bigger than I am. He's got this big fan following, all of that stuff. Yes, that's because that's where he is right now. But he followed these principles all throughout so that he could have that kind of influence. I believe he's a movement maker. I believe he is making a movement in this kind of entertainment. He's gathering his people and he's serving them at the highest level. If you check out his Kickstarter, and I really recommend that you do, you will find some really fun stuff in there about all the stuff you get with a year of Sanderson. And he's got like, this month you get this, and this month you get this, and this month you get, book 3 and, all this stuff. It's really kind of fun. But I think this is an example of a guy who is serving at the highest level. He is following the framework. He is gathering his people. He is doing community service. He is consistently broadcasting, and even though he's a writer, he's using the power of video to be able to get that message out, to connect with his audience. I love, love, love how he shows up just as the real, authentic Brandon Sanderson. And, this is what you get. And people love that. So anyway, I just wanted to geek out, share that kind of stuff with you. Hopefully that gets some things going in your mind too, to what you can do to build your momentum, to build your movement, to be able to do the things that you know that you've been called to do. Anyway, I hope that helps you. If you have questions and stuff like that, feel free to, reach out to me somehow. You can, in the Facebook group, you can DM me or something like that. But anyway, I just wanted to share the things that I saw with this. Just so remarkable the accomplishment that he had, but I think it's because he genuinely cares and he's following this framework that if you take that framework and apply it with what you're doing, even though you have an impossible dream maybe, you can actually make a living, making a difference. So with that, just wanted to throw that out to you. Thanks for joining me real quick tonight while I shared that with you. And anyway, I'll see you another time, but thanks for joining me tonight. We'll see you guys. Thanks.